We are in game match 2, I should say. I'd like to play first. This hand really needs another land or another mana source. I suppose at its very worst, I have a turn 2 Frogmite. No, not even. Because, yeah, I have to mulligan this, unfortunately. Although it is a pretty tempting keep. Alright, well, this is good. Because I can go Ancient Tomb, Springleaf, Midnight, Ornithopter, and then I have a turn 2 Etch Champion. If my opponent's in blue, I'm sure this will eat a force. Yep, there we go. Pitching counterbalance. Okay, so we're playing against Miracles. That's good to know. Unfortunately, I don't think this hand is very good against Miracles. I don't have very much pressure. I only have one creature. Well, out right now. I'm going to have to play this Etch Champion and hope he can get me there. Alternatively, top decking a Crane will be very good. Top decking any action would be good. Except Tezzeret, so I need another land for him. Do like Arcbound. Maybe eats another force? No. My opponent did Ponder. But I don't know. You can't, like, eventually the Miracles deck is going to Terminus, and there's just sort of not a lot you can do about it. I guess if I wanted to get really aggressive, I could sacrifice everything to Arcbound and just swing with my Midnight, but my opponent doesn't even have white mana out at the moment, so Terminus is kind of a non-issue right now. Next turn I will probably be sacrificing my Ornithopter to the Arcbound to get in for an additional point of damage. Because Ornithopter is not really doing anything right now, and this deck really, I think, only plays Snapcasters until it plays its Angels, and I'm not too worried about Snapcasters. Alright, another Ponder. Let's see if he shuffles his library. That will tell us whether or not there's a Terminus on top. Or, you know, nothing for sure. Chooses not to. Okay, don't like that. Drawing another Ancient Tomb is actually okay because I can at least play my Etch Champion. And let's go and sack the Ornithopter here. So the Etch Champion does allow me to recover if my opponent Terminuses this turn. And there it is. Not a lot I can do about that. This is the reason I am playing Tezzeret, though, is to get around cards like Terminus. Well, let's see if my Arcbound resolves. I'll actually probably go ahead and play the Etch Champion. No, I guess that's bad, because if I lose the Arcbound, that's not good. I assume my opponent has some sort of counterspell here, and is thinking about whether or not they want to sacrifice this Arcbound. I guess it is better to go ahead and play the Etch Champion, because I don't want to get locked out by Counterbalance. Okay, good. Not another Terminus. I really need to draw into something I can use, though. Cranial plating would be ideal. And Ancient Din's not bad either. So it allows me to keep up Metalcraft even if my Arcbound eats it. So I do only want to attack for 3 here. I think I'm actually going to sack this Spring Leaf. And I know I just played that Ancient Din as a way of keeping Metalcraft, but this puts my opponent on a 3-turn clock instead of a 4-turn clock, and I think that's just a little better. Alright, well, there's another Terminus. So that makes me glad I got the extra point of damage in. Because it means, like right now I have no more creatures. So I can't tap the Springleaf Drum for mana even if I draw into something I would want to use it for. So this is probably Counterbalance or Dig Through Time. So my opponent has yet to resolve a top or a counterbalance, so I think I'm still in this game. My opponent obviously has way more cards than I do, but we shall see. Trying to think about what I'm going to bring in. Mox Opal is completely useless right now, so I think I'm going to hold on to it in case my opponent draws a counterbalance. There's like really no reason to go ahead and play it right now. I don't even have Metalcraft. So I guess that might have been a reason to keep around the Spring Leaf. Well, there's an Entreat. For 2? For 1? Or for nothing. My opponent just chose to draw the Entreat. Alright, well that's a top. That's an Etched Champion. That's a good reason to go ahead and try and resolve these spells. Could Salute a Force, of course. A force is a force, of course, of course. Yeah, spinning the top. Could conceivably terminate Terminus on my turn. He's already used 2 though, right? Okay, so didn't like what he saw. Yeah, definitely looking for an answer here. Oh, maybe he found it. Counterspell, perhaps? Or... oh no, my Etched Champion resolved. Perhaps now setting up another Terminus. So I do know he has an Entreat in his hand, so I don't have to worry about that quite yet. Well, just spinning top multiple times in the turn. Alright, so perhaps putting the Entreat back on top so we can Terminus me next turn. Come on, something. Alright, not too unhappy about Vault Scourge. Don't think I want to play him right now. Although he does... well, my opponent's probably going to Miracle the Angels next turn. I actually think it's okay to go ahead and play him just as a blocker. And if my opponent, for some reason, does not Miracle the Terminus, I mean, not the Terminus, the Entreat, I have an additional attacker. But I imagine that the Angels are getting entreated. Oh, on my turn, no less. So that makes me glad I played that. So he's going to be able to entreat for 2, which may give me enough time to beat him. Well, because if he attacks for 8 here, he could have a bolt to finish me off, so I do think I have to block. And it's not like attacking with the Volt Scourge changes my clock. I have a 2-turn clock either way here. Drawing it, yeah, I'm going to have to do it because if I draw a Cranial, I'm going to want to be able to play it. And I have the Ancient Tombs, which have done all this damage to me. I think they've done, yeah, I've done 20 damage, 10 damage to myself off the Ancient Tombs. So definitely blocking. And this is my last draw into Arcbound. What does that mean for me? That means it means means opening up my Etched Champion removal, but it might have, and this is a hard cast Force of Will, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and concede. That's going to be game. And my opponent has lethal. So Thoughtseize is probably pretty good. Unified Will, going to be good. Phyrexian Revoker, probably also good. I can name Jace and top. Let's take out the Frogmites. Three more cards. Let's shave an Ornithopter, a Midnight, and a Vault Scourge. I don't know if that was correct to cut those creatures, but I figure the creatures I'm bringing in are better. So yes, I will play first. This hand is okay. Let's go with a turn 1 Arcbound, see if it gets forced. No, he is good. This hand's very mana heavy, but I don't think that'll be a bad thing. Okay, turn 1 top, so that makes me want to Phyrexian Revoker name top. Is this eating a Force of Will? So blind drawing a card. And now I will name top. Not going to be sacrificing this. I'm just going to want to get in for 1 this turn. So my opponent cannot Terminus next turn because he's top on top. So I'm going to get in for some good hits next turn. So my opponent draws his top. Stoneforge Mystic. Let's go ahead and try and resolve the Cranial first. Looking for a Terminus or a Force of Will, maybe. And it's good. So no need to play the Stoneforge quite yet. Let's get in there for 9. The reason I played my mana first is I don't think this deck plays Daze, but just in case. Playing against Miracles is kind of scary. I mean, you just never know what they have. Although now I will... No, you know what? No, I do want to use him. It's Thoughtseize my opponent. See what we're dealing with here. Alright, swords targeting Arcbound. I was a little afraid of that. Yeah, I probably should have done it the other way. But so we can take a look at my opponent's hand. So he's gotten rid of his top. He does have some pretty good cards here, though. Brainstorm, Jace, Double Ponder, Snapcaster. So what am I the most worried about here? I suppose it's going to be Snapcaster, because that forces my opponent to tap out next turn. And I can go ahead and play Stoneforge Mystic. And grab my Jite. And that way, now my opponent can Jace, try and bounce a creature, but he can't really bounce either of my creatures here. I guess he could brainstorm into a Terminus. I hadn't thought of that. A lot of angles in Legacy. Feel free to scream at me from home. I'm sort of banking on my opponent not being able to Terminus here. Even if he does, I think I'm still in okay shape. Yeah, I think I'm still fine though. Because he can play his Jace. Well, he can't play his Jace this turn. Yeah, I thought cast is good. Let's do so. Like that. And let's go ahead and get rid of the Jace. Alright, so unless my opponent top decks another Terminus, we should be good. And he's going for the blind shuffle here, it looks like. The blind draw. Let's see if he chooses to shuffle here. Does not shuffle. So perhaps planning on Terminusing on my turn. Oh, no, didn't like what he saw. I guess it doesn't matter if you're planning on... Well, he drew his card and then he shuffled. Let's see what happens here. Top. Okay, so he shuffled. Well, we drew Tezzeret, who we can't play unless we attack with the Etched. Huh. I think it's safer to just go ahead and try and attack and not get cute. Okay. I probably should have equipped the Jit as well in that case, but oh well. So this turn, I will be attempting to play the Tezzeret. Unless my opponent... what is he flashing back? Okay, flashing back a ponder makes me feel a little safer. To Tez and swing. No, I need to draw something that will just let me do 4 damage next turn. I cannot make Etch Champion a 5/5, of course, because... Alright, well, Unified Will is pretty good here. So, actually, yeah, I am going to do this. I'm actually going to +1 in case I need to... No, I have to -1. So I wasn't going to be able to win this turn anyway, so that's fine. But now I have a Tezzeret on the board, and I don't think my opponent can stop that. Let's go ahead and +1 Tez. Tempting to take the Cranial, but I want to be able to leave up the Unified Will, so we're actually going to take the Mox Opal. Let's attack. Let's see if that's good enough. Spell Snare. Alright. My opponent is proving quite stubborn to kill, and perhaps I could have been a little more efficient. Yeah, I could. If I'd attached the GT to the Etch Champion a turn earlier, I don't think I would be struggling so much here. Alright, well, that's another Tezzeret. Let's just go ahead and attack. Okay, my opponent is clicking me, so that makes me glad I didn't Tezzeret first. Looking at himself. Getting rid of his Entreat, drawing a blind card. Alright. Well, I got there. Despite perhaps not playing ideally, I got there. So I do like this hand. Because, yeah, they're trying to determine this on, like, my turn sometimes. Yeah, let's keep this the way it is. Oh, miracles. So, on the draw. I like this hand. We've got some good stuff. We've got turn 2 Tez, which is probably very good against this deck. And I'm going to turn 1 Vault, Midnight, Springleaf, Thoughtseize. Haven't seen the counterbalance from my opponent, I don't think. Maybe we saw one game 1. Vault Scourge. Let's Springleaf. Midnight. Thoughtseize. What have you got for me? Well, that's not great for him. This is kind of a bad hand. we're going to take this Force of Will so that he cannot force my Tezzeret. So he's got terminus, terminus, click, click, land. It's +1 Tez. Could take Arcbound. Could take a blue source. Or Ornithopter. Let's go ahead and grab a land, actually, because I'm going to be on the kill you with Tezzeret plan. And I don't want to get my stuff killed. My opponent got another land. So, assuming he's going to click me here. Didn't click me on my upkeep. So let's just keep doing affinity stuff. Ooh, that's good. I can counter a click now. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'd be 12. No. Let's go ahead and -1 Tez this turn, so I can attack for 5. And I can counter a click if my opponent tries to click to kill Tezzeret. Oh no, it's uncounterable. Oh man. Okay, well, I might lose this Tezzeret because I am silly. This is a wizard, right? Yeah. My opponent's still kind of on the ropes here, though. So, gonna lose my Tezzeret. I imagine, right? Yeah, of course I am. That's alright, though. No, that's not what I want to do. Swing 6. Swords. Do I want to counter this, or do I want to... I think I counter it. So I've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's go ahead and sack some stuff to Arcbound. Yeah, 8 should be good. Let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, not quite enough for lethal. So if I had ulted Tez, I'd be in a much better spot. But I didn't, so what you gonna do? I think my opponent's almost just casting Terminus. So let's go 5, 6. Another click. I don't think that helps, does it? So I'm still going to do 6. My opponent already declared blockers. Oh, he's probably looking for like a Pather. Maybe not Path, Swords. Okay, is this the first card he drew? Yeah, I guess so. That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, we won that match. I'll see you guys in the third one.